journalist, this is Natalie from NK Design. If you have watched one of my videos before, you know I love texture. I have prepped my page with masking tape, but not with gesso yet. I've ripped up some pieces of white tissue paper and I'm adhering it to my page with Liquitex Matte Medium. Once the medium is dry, I now go over it with Liquitex White Gesso. Time to add some color. First I'm using a stencil by the Crafters Workshop. It's called Art Is TCW261 and I'm using Inktense blocks. One is a turquoise or teal and one is a magenta. I'm using a slightly damp sponge, a makeup sponge, to stencil it onto the page. Once I'm happy with that, I'm moving on to magenta, and this time I'm using a small stencil which is called Daisy Cluster, also by the Crafters Workshop. It's TCW155. And because one never can have enough texture, I'm adding some molding paste through the Crafters Workshop Art Is stencil onto the page. Make sure you thoroughly dry this before you move on to the next step. My poor distress inks feeling quite neglected, so I'm taking them out to play today. I'm using broken china, peacock feathers and picked raspberry, which are some of my favorite distress ink colors. Like all distress products by Holtz, this one also reacts to water, so I'm using a baby wipe to wipe off a little bit of the distress inks here and there and create somewhat of a mottled look. With my black palette Permaball, I'm drawing some circles. I will be filling the circles with white acrylic paint. I like to use Ceramcoat because it dries matte and you can write over it with most pens and pencils. As you can see, the circles are not stark white because the white acrylic paint reacts with the distress inks underneath, and that's exactly how I like it. To make the circles stand out a little bit more, I'm using a Stabilo All in black and outline every circle. I will then activate the black Stabilo All with a wet paintbrush. Once I have activated all Stabilo All lines with my brush, I go over it again just to soften the lines a little bit and to connect the circles more with each other. You see me dipping the brush every now and then in water just to get off the excess Stabilo All marker, because otherwise it just gets too dark. And now I do some corrections here and there. Sometimes it's the Stabilo All and the paintbrush, and sometimes it's just a bit of more white paint. I'm taking out my palette Permaball in black again and start doodling more circles. All those circles remind me of little round pebbles. And for some more contrast, I'm now using a Posca marker in white to add some dots. I think it's time to add some words. Today I'm using Holtz stickers. It's called Big Chat. They have a paper surface, so they're great to stain, and you can also write on them or create lines around them, and they stick really well. With my black marker, I just outline the stickers. Adding my date stamp, and I call this one done. I hope you have enjoyed watching this tutorial. Please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already done so, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Until then, happy arting!